Like Purdue, it's just an example. Purdue losing to Fresno State is okay. We still win the Big Ten West. For me,
Billy Napier gets fired. I'm just kidding.
hey, really the best time of the year. I will be seated watching the Red Zone for 7 hours on Sunday. What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to a new episode of Backyard Banter. This is James. That's Tanner. I'm Johnny. Before anyone does anything, whether you came from the shorts, whether my mom sent it to you, like the video, subscribe. It's just a laughing except my mom sent it to you. Anyway, we're going to start the podcast a little different today. Huge NBA news. Waiting all off seasons for it. Damion Lillard finally traded. Not just the Miami Heat, but the Milwaukee Bucks. Very big difference between Milwaukee and Miami. Anyway, the Bucks obviously get Damion Lillard. The Blazers get Drew Holiday, which they plan on moving. DeAndre Ayton, a 2028 and 2030 pick swap, and a 2029 unprotected first from Milwaukee. And the Suns get Yusuf Nurkic.
You got
it. Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. So they get younger on the wings with Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. They get a lot more depth. What do you guys think? Kind of breaking news. We haven't gone into a lot about basketball so far, but I mean, this is huge.
It's an incredible trade. Because it completely. I don't know if it necessarily changes like the East or the West, because I think the East, the Bucks were gonna be good, right? Mm-hmm. But this just makes them so much better than Boston now, right? And I mean, dude, you're talking about two top 10 players in the league on the same team, two guys who can score the ball with just blinking an eye. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be incredible, because sometimes you see these NBA teams, they'll get like a good power forward and then a good center, right? Now you got a Giannis who can play first of all 1 through 5, and then you have Damion who's just a true scorer, right? So like they're gonna work well together, and I think that's what's really exciting. So as Bulls fans, it's not gonna it doesn't make me happy just because Milwaukee's only an hour and a half north, but I mean it's good for basketball, I think, to give Giannis an extra piece on that team.
Yeah, this is one of those 3-team trades that is kind of rare for me, in the sense that I like it for every team. Starting off the Bucks, obviously, I mean, Damian Lillard, elite player, but I have my concerns on the defensive end for the Bucks. I mean, Drew Holiday is a great defender. Interested to see who the 5th starter will be for the Bucks.
Pat Connaughton, come on, baby.
Wesley Matthews could maybe push for it. Trailblazers are in a rebuild, so they get rid of Dame. They get some young players back. They already have 3 really good young guards. I mean, now you're going to allow them to grow together. But the team I like this for the best is the Phoenix Suns. The depth that they get is unbelievable. They get rid of DeAndre Ayton, who I think will be a good fit in Portland. But they get Nurkic. He's kind of a veteran. I think he fits that team better than Ayton. And then they get some good players, so that fill out the depth. Depth was a big problem for the Suns. They kind of fixed that problem in one trade. So I like it for all 3 teams. I think the winner of the trade is the Phoenix Suns, though.
Yeah, the Suns did a very good job addressing their depth in free agency, signing Eric Gordon and a bunch of other people to the minimum contracts, but dumping the DeAndre Ayton contract that they just gave him the max for, getting Yusuf Nurkic. That's on a big contract, but not the same size or length as DeAndre Ayton. Tanner, you were completely right with defensively. Dame is non-existent defensively. Yeah. He'll give you 32 a game on offense, which Townsend said if you can score 25 a game, it doesn't matter if you can play defense, which is right. But Giannis and Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez is going to mask that, right? You get to the basket, one of those 3 6'10", 7-footers is going to smack that away. The Bucks did what a lot of teams don't do. They lost in the first round, which nothing that matters in the regular season matters at all. They lost in the first round to an 8 seed. And instead of saying, oh, we're good, no, you go out and get the dude to push you over the top again. When they won the title in 2021, look, every title has its own path, but Kevin Durant going down, or not Kevin Durant, James Harden and Kyrie Irving going down and playing the Hawks in the Eastern Conference Final, and then the Suns were really good, but, the finals game, the Game 6 finals performance by Giannis is one of the best performances I've ever seen when he had 50 and all that stuff, but this really can put them over the top again in a very deep Eastern Conference. And yeah, like you said, the Blazers, they have Scoot Henderson, they have Shaedon Sharpe, who I love, and they have Anthony Simons in that young, athletic backcourt. Going to be a lot of fun. DeAndre Ayton fits that timeline more. So yeah, like Tanner says, very good. And those picks for the Bucks that are 5-6 years down the line, who knows where they're at then, right? So,
8th grade.
Yeah, the kid who's in 8th grade right now.
Here's a different way to look at it. Now you got to think in terms of contract issues that the Bucks don't have now. Because of getting rid of these guys that were about to re-sign, now you can sign Giannis to the max.
Yeah.
Right? And now you absolutely have zero issues with saying, Giannis, what do you want?
They definitely had zero issues before, but now there's that new tax apron that they just put in.
Yeah.
So if you get to the upper echelon, it's kind of hurting teams like Golden State. If you get to the upper echelon, then you get taxed a lot. So now they avoid kind of that second apron. And Giannis didn't. He had a chance to sign the max this offseason. He didn't. If I were him,
he's going to now.
Next summer.
Yeah.
Who knows? We'll see how this season goes. But they
gotta win it all. Yeah. I mean, what besides injuries, and obviously that can happen. It's a long season, right?
Yeah.
But dude.
Man, a lot of teams are finals or bust. The Suns are the most finals and bust team out of anyone. They don't have a first-round pick till we're 50. The Bucks now, the Clippers have been finals and bust forever. They need to do something.
Poor franchise.
So, we'll see.
I think that before the trade, my finals picks were probably Suns and Bucks, and now even more, I think it is. Because I think both teams got that much better.
Yeah.
I think both teams. I think the Bucks, like you said, took that next step, and then I just love the depth the Suns had. They didn't have that before, and now they fixed.
We'll see.
Seemingly one of their biggest.
I'm kind of concerned with the Suns because they don't have a pure point guard. Like Devin Booker's played it in the past, but Devin Booker's a killer.
Yeah, you lose Chris Paul, it's a huge loss.
And Bradley Beal, Bradley Beal's my guy. Went to Florida, but again, a scoring guard who's older. So we'll see. Obviously, they have the best scorer I've ever seen with Kevin Durant. And so we'll see. Very excited for this upcoming year. It's right around the corner. I mean, end of October is when they started. The game started. So So with that, we're gonna get straight into college football. Not the big game like last week, but this slate is deep.
Still a good slate.
Deep slate. It starts on Friday with Utah, Oregon State. I read an article that said Cam Rising and the Johnson kid are splitting reps in practice, but they've been doing that for a while, so still questionable on Cam Rising. Regardless, Oregon State, we talked about with DJ being basically inept, moving the ball through the air. They have a good running back and get some stuff on the ground, but Utah's defensive line dominated the game against UCLA. If they can have even 75% of that performance against Oregon State, it's going to put them in a really good spot.
I just look at this game and I'm really confused because if Cam does play, why are they're going to win this game without a question. We've talked about Utah and the fact that they've just gone past all of these obstacles, right? And they just win after win after win. Oregon State comes into this game as 3-point favorites.
Yeah.
That is really confusing to me. I've never been to Oregon, right? I don't know how the atmosphere on a Friday night is going to be in Oregon State. Because again, when you're talking college football, you talk about atmosphere, and there's a couple games in here that I think could be different because of the atmosphere. But just with this game, I think Utah's going to take care of this game. And if he does come out and play, I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it's going to be super exciting to watch on Friday night.
Without Rising, Utah basically has no aerial attack.
Yeah.
It's very limited to say the least.
Yeah. Well, my main point, I think Johnny kind of already pointed out, is Oregon State, what they're elite at is running the ball. Mm-hmm. And Utah, their defense is elite at stopping the run. So that is definitely the matchup to watch. I picked Oregon State preseason to win the Pac-12.
You love the
And if they want to do that, they have to win this game. However, I just can't. I think Utah is one of those teams that they're just going to find a way until Cam Rising's all the way back. And they're going to make the play. I think Utah can make the play.
They could, but you also took Oregon State thinking that DJ was going to be better.
Yeah.
Right? And we haven't seen that DJ.
You look at
coming out of high school.
You look at his raw stats.
Oh,
they're actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
They're over 700 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks.
He's not a game changer.
Exactly. He's a game manager, not a game changer.
He can't change it.
And in this game, if Cam Rising doesn't play, then Utah doesn't really have a game changer either. Johnson is very athletic, can break off a few long runs, but their defense is the game changer.
Yeah.
So definitely a fun game, a fun Friday night game.
Can't wait to watch
He's going to throw out another game for us.
So I wanted to talk about this one just because
do it. You're wearing the sweatshirt.
Me and James, we have a big rivalry this weekend. Illinois goes to Purdue. The line is even. We will be at the game. Cannot wait. James, how do you feel about the Illini this week?
We're going to take care of business. That's it. I mean, I'm super excited, right? Like, anytime, like truthfully, Tanner, this will be probably my first real college football game.
Really?
Growing up in DeKalb, Illinois, watching NIU. You broke another pen?
Shoot.
Growing up in DeKalb, Illinois, you watched Northern Illinois. They had a couple years there where they were ranked and stuff, but even then, the crowd's not there.
That's not
right?
college football.
That's not exactly. That's not college football. So I'm super excited to check it out because I'm sure it's not going to be like SEC, but I'm sure it's going to be a great atmosphere with two rival teams going at it. It is a trophy game. I'm super excited. I don't know. I haven't watched. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't watched a ton of U of I just because Notre Dame's been playing well. But again, you got experience coming into this game. Illinois got a lot of seniors, a lot of dudes on that team and that defense, and I'm just not super impressed with Purdue's offense yet. So we'll see how the game goes. The line being even sets the story perfectly. Right?
What's the combined record of these teams? Like 2-8.
Purdue's 1-3.
Yeah, a real barn burner
Yeah,
happening down there in West Lafayette.
I think they're two teams that are better than the record, though. I mean, Purdue's 1-3, and their 3 losses, their opponents are combined 11-1. Like, that's not bad. To your point about the atmosphere, I will say, while Purdue's not like a top-tier atmosphere, the Purdue fans over the last half-decade or so have really bought into the football program. So the atmosphere is always electric at Purdue. I know it's not a top tier, but
I went
fun.
to Purdue. My freshman year, Tara and I went, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
Right? The student section doesn't sit down during the games.
No.
I mean, it's going.
I don't think they're ready for me though. They're not ready for me.
And then, but it only sitting 50,000.
They have renovations this summer. It holds 63,000 now.
Yeah, but that's more of a pro type stadium. You know, you look at Florida holds over 90, Tennessee over 100. So, but still, no, don't short out Purdue's atmosphere, man. Purdue's
I look forward to it.
It's a night 3:30 on
3:30. Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
One thing we haven't mentioned, kind of last point here, is the coaching matchup because Ryan Walters was a D coordinator. Actually, won D coordinator of the year in college football at Illinois last year.
Yep.
Comes over to Purdue, so now Bielema versus Walters. A little bit of a chess match there. Will be interesting. I do like the Boilers, but again, I mean, you could go either way.
Yeah.
I think these are two teams that are on a very even playing field.
I think Purdue will win fairly handily because I don't think Illinois has that same. We talked about. They don't have the same oomph as last year.
No.
Both defensively and offensively.
Yep.
So Hudson Carr, I mean, he's been in college forever. But I think he figures it out a little bit. I think Purdue has enough weapons. Yeah. Give me the Boilermakers. We're gonna keep going with our college football talk. James, give us a game.
Yeah, Notre Dame Duke.
Yeah, big game.
It's one of those games that you look at the schedule before when the season comes out,
And you pencil in a W.
and you almost do, right? Like Duke, impressive year last year, right? Pretty impressive roster coming back from last year to this year. It's just crazy, right? Notre Dame back-to-back college game day, another night game. We have 4 night games in a row now. They moved that Louisville game next week to a night game,
ABC.
and then the USC we play.
It'll be fun.
Crazy schedule, right? But this is what you want. You want your kids. You want kids looking at Notre Dame's schedule who are getting recruited to Notre Dame. They're like, man, I get to be on the spotlight every week, right? And that's what Notre Dame football is about. So this game is super, super exciting to me. You got a Duke team who's going to run the ball.
Yeah, run the ball,
right? They've got, I think they have 4 backs over 200 rushing yards. Like they kind of do what Notre Dame does. They just feed the ball to the running backs and let them work. I'm excited to watch Notre Dame to see how we can come back from that. Besides that 60-yard run that we gave up, I thought we stopped the run very well.
And, I think Notre Dame's defense can be the difference.
100%.
Sam Hartman, shout out Gabby. She loves my cousin Gabby. She loves Sam Hartman.
Yeah, she should.
Yeah, I think he can be the difference. We talked about it last week. His stats were fine, but again, gotta have a game for Notre Dame, right? Crushing loss at home. Now you got to go on the road for something like this. It's on Marcus Freeman to motivate his team.
Oh yeah,
and I think he'll do it. I'm very big on Notre Dame.
No, and the line opens up at 6 points favorite. So like there is some This is a get back game. Yeah. This is man, did we really screw this last game up? Yeah. So this is Marcus Freeman I can't even imagine being in the locker room after the game, before the game, just the excitement of going into Duke because that place is going to be rocking. They're gonna come out for their Blue Devils. So super excited for this game. 6:30 game Saturday night. But yeah, we can move on to.
Yeah, first I wanted to say, you guys see that stat where like Syracuse, Duke, Kentucky, and North Carolina are all 4-0.
Yeah.
The big basketball blue
Kansas.
bloods.
Yeah.
Doing Kansas 4-0 are huge. And
Yeah.
before we get to Florida, I want to talk about LSU Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's
A big game.
huge game.
Probably the game I'm most excited to watch besides the Florida game. Ole Miss is more than capable of winning this game because LSU secondary is not good. It's not the DBU secondary that we're used to. Jackson Dart is more than capable of getting the ball out to his playmakers on the edge and attacking the LSU secondary, and they get this at home. A night game at home. Nobody tailgates like Ole Miss does. So yeah, I love this game.
Yeah, it's a super exciting game. I did the same thing. I looked at the schedule. I was like, man, we're getting another good SEC matchup. So with this game being at Ole Miss, maybe interesting, right? Because have you ever been to Ole Miss?
I have not. No.
Yeah, it looks like a rowdy place.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's awesome.
So who knows? I'm super excited to watch that game as well.
I like the Tigers a lot. I think LSU they came off that week 1 loss, and I think they're just a different team. This is a must-win game, obviously, for both teams, but LSU came in the season with playoff aspirations, and those goals are over if they lose this. And I mean, every game's a must-win for LSU from here on out. I think they're the better team, they're the better roster. It is at Ole Miss. It's going to be rowdy. I do like LSU. I think LSU will pull this one out.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game. Quickly, Texas, Kansas. Jaden Daniels, over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns, preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. Going to Texas. Texas freaking beat the hell out of Baylor last week. Any thoughts on this one?
I don't think it's going to be a close game, really. I'm not super. I know Kansas comes in at 4-0. They haven't played anybody, including U of I.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't played anybody. So, obviously, it's another test for Texas, right? They haven't faced that challenge since Bama. But I think they handle this with ease.
Where Kansas was 6 years ago as a program, to getting to the stage as being a ranked matchup is incredible. It's huge for the program. I love to see it.
Not winning a game.
Yeah. With that being
incredible.
said, Texas is going to roll.
Yeah. Here, before you get into the Florida-Kentucky game, I kind of want to talk about a matchup.
Do it.
South Carolina-Tennessee.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Right? In Knoxville. Night game.
Yeah.
First of all, my dream is to go
To Knoxville.
to Knoxville on a night game because I just can't even.
Good old Rocky Top.
Like, I just want to sing Rocky Top, like there, you know?
Yeah.
So, the line opens up at 11.5, right? South Carolina unranked, but this South Carolina team has taken on.
Beat them last year.
And they take on these big names like Georgia, right? Somehow South Carolina and Georgia always seem to be closer than they should be.
Yeah.
I think this game's going to be a lot closer.
Tennessee's got to win this game.
They're going to win it,
Gotta win.
but I think South Carolina keeps
South
it
Carolina's
interesting
got
for
more
3
than
quarters
enough.
of
Florida goes there in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous for that because South Carolina's good.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Kansas and Texas. Kansas has actually had Texas's number over the last couple years, and next week is the Red River rivalry. I think that this is kind of a bit of like a trap game for Texas. I think Kansas is going to come out and play with them. I really do. I think Texas dominates on the line of scrimmage, but I just for whatever reason I think the Jayhawks have had success against them, and I don't think Kansas is going to go in and beat them, but I think this is going to be a close game. I think it'll come down to one of the last few possessions. I think we're kind of overlooking Kansas a little bit and overrating Texas in this particular matchup.
Sure.
You got anything on South Carolina, Tennessee?
I don't. I like Spencer Rattler. I think Tennessee is kind of mid, honestly. I had higher expectations for them before the season. I've been a bit disappointed. I think Tennessee responds off that Florida loss. I do. But anytime South Carolina and Tennessee play, I feel like it's always a good game. I probably tune into this one.
It's a good football game.
Yeah, it's a good game for sure.
And then we can get into Florida, Kentucky. This game kind of confused me. Kentucky came out as 3-point favorites, and this is the first time since 2007 that it's not a night game in Kentucky when these two teams play. Kentucky has the 120-something strength of schedule so far. Florida, they have the best run defense, but I mean they played like Akron.
Yeah.
So whatever. Same thing with the Tennessee. Florida's got to be able to run the ball to establish the play action, and with the number 1 rushing defense, it's going to be hard. But Florida has the number 1 defense in the entire SEC and top 10 nationally. So I think Kentucky's going to get a wake-up call, man. Devin Leary, Florida's got dudes. We talked about it. The depth they have on their D-line, they're legitimately 8 deep. They just roll in and out. Their linebacking core is really strong. I'm concerned with their secondary against Devin Leary and some of these Kentucky playmakers. Yeah, they're going to be amped up. Florida had that 27-game winning streak against Kentucky. They're embarrassing. Mark Stoops, really good coach.
Yeah.
Really good coach. But I really like Florida here. Just Kroger Field, but I think it's 11 a.m. Central. It's Kentucky in Central time. They're in Eastern, whatever. A noon kick. I'm excited for it. Kentucky's actually beaten Florida 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
You guys can believe it. But
I believe it.
Again, Florida's got. I just think too much. Devin Leary has turned the ball over a lot against inferior competition. Graham Mertz only has that 1 pick in his deflection in the Utah game, so I think Florida takes care of the ball and kind of takes care of business here.
I like Kentucky. I don't like Kentucky because you like Florida. I'm not like that. I think this is going to be a great college football game, but I think I look back at the Florida-Utah game. What was Florida not able to do?
Run the ball.
Run the football. I think they're going to have that same issue this week because of how good Kentucky is on that D-line. But again, I could be wrong. The spread's down to 1, right?
Utah is.
So it is leaning towards the Gators, but I like Kentucky here.
And I don't hate that. But this is Florida's got to win this game.
Yeah,
They've been atrocious on the road
100%.
under Billy Napier. They're like 1-5 in true road games. They need this game.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the Tennessee game. If you want to get back to where you were, no offense to Kentucky, but they're not on Florida's level as a program, and so you need to take care of business to win this game.
I like Kentucky as well. It's not just.
Are you really going to pick Kentucky in the pick'em?
I am, yeah. I think that when you look at Kentucky, they also get Tennessee at home, and then now they get Florida at home this week, obviously. So Kentucky's one of those teams that is under the radar in the SEC East.
Yeah, so they get Florida this week, and then they go to Georgia.
Yeah.
So they go from playing absolutely no one to
Florida and Georgia.
Boom.
But I think this is a game
week.
this is a team that could win 9 or 10 games.
Yeah.
So to get there, they have to win this game.
Yeah.
I like Devin Leary a lot. He came over from NC State, right? Yeah, he's a good quarterback. I think Kentucky is kind of under the radar. We didn't talk about them much, really at all. I guess part of it's because they haven't played, but I do like Kentucky in this game. I even though Florida beat Tennessee, that was in the swamp, and this one isn't. And I think the swamp does have that much of a factor.
Yeah, it does for sure. Let's get into the pick'em. I think the first game is the Kentucky-Florida game.
Yeah, I will say we don't have to talk about it, and I'm super happy we didn't. Yeah. We didn't talk about USC Colorado just because Colorado's.
Yeah, we'll
they're
see.
showing their true colors.
Hopefully it's competitive.
Florida, Kentucky. I am going Kentucky.
I'm going Florida, and you guys' points are very valid, but again, the turnovers for Devin Leary, even though it's just 3 or 4 picks against those inferior opponents, I'm telling you, Florida's D-line is going to come at you fast. And, but if Kentucky wins, I'd be devastated, but I wouldn't be completely shocked. But yeah, I'm going Florida.
Where do I go?
Do it. What do you believe?
I think Kentucky's going to win, but I want Florida to win.
You want Florida to win?
I'm going with the Gators.
First of all, we got to talk about this. You immediately jump your fandom to the Bucks and they lost Monday night.
I'm sorry.
We no longer claim.
All right, I'm back on the Bears.
You're bringing the Bears.
I'm back on the Bears. Oh, yeah, because, man, we lost to the Eagles, and Mike Evans can't catch a catch, or can't catch a ball in the first half. Yeah, congratulations. And garbage minutes.
By the way, we did go 8-2 last week, so we are up to 28-12 this season.
That's pretty good, man.
Game 2, Clemson at Syracuse, undefeated 4-0 Syracuse.
It's a big game, man.
It is in the ACC, yeah. I'm going to pick Syracuse. I think Syracuse has a really good quarterback.
You know why he's picking Syracuse?
And it's not because they beat Purdue. Yes, it is.
They do have a good quarterback. They do have a good
Syracuse has a very good quarterback.
Give me the Tigers.
Syracuse has the best
if you guys would have both picked Clemson, I would have picked Syracuse. But yeah, fun. It's going to be a fun game. But we're going to see what, if they lose this game, man, very dark times in Death Valley.
I need Clemson to win this game also for the Notre Dame matchup. So
give me Clemson.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
It's all right. Texas A&M at Arkansas.
This is a fun game, man. It's in Jerry's World, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the neutral site. Kyle Wiggingham, whatever his last name is. Sorry, I burned with that. The Notre Dame, my God.
Wow.
Texas A&M starting quarterback is out for the year.
Yeah.
They get Max Johnson, who actually beat Florida in the Swamp as a
Yep.
freshman and ruined their playoff chances in 2020. But he gets in there for Texas A&M. Arkansas just came off a heartbreaker against LSU. Give me A&M. I just think they're the most talented roster in football, top 5 talented roster in football. So got to take care of business in games like this.
I'm with A&M.
I agree.
I think Arkansas can make it tight.
Yeah,
but
I think Texas A&M was pretty inept with Max Johnson last year at quarterback, but I think they're just too talented. Can't believe we're picking this one.
Wow.
2-2 South Alabama at 4-0 James Madison. Now remember, South Alabama was a wagon.
They were.
Apparently
We can't talk about them
Apparently
again.
they got a lot of athletes.
But
James Madison.
James Madison will win this game.
They ever getting votes to be in the top 25?
Yeah. And then we got South Florida against Navy.
South Florida. I'm
South
riding
Florida.
with USF.
I'll
man.
go South.
I don't go against the troops. So
Navy's bad.
I don't care.
Boise State 2-2 at Memphis 3-1. Memphis, yeah.
Beat me the Tigers.
Yeah, Memphis came off a tough
Tigers.
loss at Missouri.
Tigers.
Give me the Tigers. LSU number 13 at number 20 Ole Miss.
Tanner, you go.
LSU Tigers all day.
Tigers.
Ole Miss can't win a big game. Feed me the Tigers.
Feed me Ole Miss. I want Ole Miss.
How about
We talked
I'm all
about it. We talked about it. Ole Miss can be able to attack LSU with not good secondary. Lane Kiffin finally gets a big win.
There we go.
So 2-1 LSU.
Oh yeah, we're still the Tigers.
This is a big matchup. 2-2 Troy versus 4-0 Georgia State.
Oh, I don't know.
Can we just flip a coin?
I'm going Georgia State.
Georgia
'cause they're
State.
4-0.
I feel like they have an NFL player somewhere.
Sure. Georgia State.
What is? Are they the Panthers? They
Yeah.
are the Panthers.
Rawr.
Look at me. Wow.
Notre Dame and Duke is the. Never mind. It's not the final matchup. Notre Dame and Duke.
Notre Dame big. I think they bounce back in a big way.
What he said. No doubt. What's your take?
No, we went Notre Dame.
No. What's your take?
I think Notre Dame. Will. I
Okay.
do.
Good.
West Virginia at TCU.
Oh,
It's a sneaky game.
that is an interesting game.
TCU.
It's at TCU. I like the Horned
Yeah,
Frogs.
Horned Frogs.
And then how many points will be scored in Notre Dame versus Duke? I think it'll be low.
35.
74. No, I'll go with 48, 47.
I was gonna say 41. I think Notre Dame will win.
Do 44.
21-20.
Do 44.
21-20.
Yep.
That's your pick.
I can't do
That's a pick.
I can't do another 21-20.
I know that'd be. Pretty
Oh my god.
Well,
All right,
21.
we're gonna go straight into NFL. I want to start with the Dolphins and Bills game. Probably, in my opinion, the best
What a
game of
game.
the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a shame it's in the 1 o'clock slate.
Yeah.
CBS 1 o'clock. Bills are favored at home. Dolphins. I mean, they physically cannot do better than they did last week, or mentally probably.
They could score
But-
3 more points.
Yeah, they could, but they're not going to. They're not playing poverty Broncos, who will win this weekend. But yeah,
There's just little punches in there
Yeah.
for the Bears.
right, the little jabs, man. But yeah, I mean, excited for this game. Josh Allen's looked good ever since his first 2 weeks. 2 was obviously the MVP through the first 3 weeks. So yeah, what do you guys think?
It's a super exciting game. I mean, for divisional races, for all that, for even just in general. Like you said, Josh Allen's been able to play well as of lately. He got Diggs going there. I don't think Diggs has gotten in the end zone this year. He hasn't. I can actually guarantee you he has not gotten in the end zone once this year. So I think he's going to have a big game. I think the Bills win this football game because of how well the Dolphins played last week. Like they're going to have a comeback to earth moment, right? You can't score 70 and expect to do that again. Get Gabe Davis going. You know, I like this Buffalo team. I like Josh Allen. I like everything about it. So I like Buffalo in this game.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. It's so hard to stop that speed.
Yeah.
Like there's just not much you
Yeah,
can
the
do.
4 fastest ball carriers all played for the Dolphins. They did that without Jalen Waddle.
There's just not much you can do, and I think this Dolphins team is the best team in the NFL right now because of that offense. And then on the other side for the Bills, I think Josh Allen over the last year or so in big games has had an issue with turning the ball over. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins turn him over a couple times. So I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. I even though it's on the road.
Yeah, I'm torn. I feel like my gut tells me to go with the Bills. I mean, like you guys, it's just gonna be a fun game. If the Dolphins win, I wouldn't be surprised. Just hope for a close, competitive game. I want to go to the Bucs and Saints real quick. The Saints have a really good defensive line, and the Bucs could not even move the Eagles' defensive line Monday night. Like it was bad. Their inability to run the ball, the game management by Todd Bowles. They got the turnover late in the first half, and instead of taking a knee after you get a 12-yard sack, you throw a 2-yard pass and Rashad White fumbles. That's terrible. Like that should never happen. That is terrible, terrible, terrible. But the pick of this game will depend on if Derek Carr plays or not.
Sure.
Because the Bucs defense is really good, and it depends on the health of the Bucs corners. Both of their starting corners are out. Not out, but didn't play last week. Jamel Dean got hurt midway through the game, hurt his shoulder. But I mean, yeah, the Saints defense is really good. Their offense has limitations with Derek Carr, so with Jameis, I mean, we'll see. One time he played the Bucs when he was up with the Saints, he killed them. So
it's just Jameis Winston. Like, you literally don't know what kind of football you're gonna get.
But I mean, I think the Saints are good in this game.
I think the Saints are gonna roll over the Bucs. Well, now that I'm not a part of the Bucs community, Bucs Nation or whatever,
you can't come back.
Fire the cannon.
Fire the cannon.
Fire the cannon.
I was not impressed with Baker. Obviously, he's playing a very.
Baker did fine, man. Mike Evans.
Obviously, they're playing a very, very, very good Philly team, whose secondary is the best in the league. But I just think the Saints haven't had that game where they just all gel together, like defense and offense.
Well, the Saints secondary, I think, is up there with the Eagles. I think they'll shut down the Bucs. But what we haven't mentioned yet is Alvin Kamara's back.
He is back.
That's true.
And I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, and
I love him because he's back. He's not on my fantasy.
The Eagles were able to run the ball pretty successfully against the Bucs, but God, I forgot what I was going to say. You guys came to me earlier.
I'm sorry.
But
we can move on if you want.
Yeah, the Bucs, they need to get Chris Godwin going more, and just because they didn't run the ball a lot last year doesn't mean like you need to keep doing it. Like they ran the ball, I think, too much against the Eagles. Like you need to run the ball in order to be successful. Yes, but there's a lot of times where I mean you got to trust Baker and you got to go make a play for you. You got the weapons.
Tell you what, Jalen Carter is.
Yeah, he's him and Jordan Davis, man, both of them.
All right.
Really good.
Lions Packers this Thursday.
Fun game. Well, tomorrow when you guys are watching this, it'll already be completed.
Yeah, just a big game. I don't think we need to talk too much about it. I think it's going to be a good NFC North matchup.
Oh, yeah, that'd be such a
But yeah, I think...
In Lambeau.
At Lambeau, yep. I think another big game. A little confused by it, so maybe you guys can give me some knowledge, right? Yeah. Ravens go to Cleveland.
And Cleveland's favored.
Cleveland's favored by 3. Why?
Vegas knows something.
Why are they
Because
favored?
I think that, well, the Browns are really good and have the best defense in the league, statistically, and maybe on paper. The Baltimore Ravens are a team that, under Harbaugh, they're just always there in this division. Mm-hmm. And this is a team that I just don't think they're going to lose big divisional games, especially after losing a game they shouldn't have.
It's an embarrassing game. Yeah, I think they come back and I think they win.
I think they're going to come back as well.
I think they win big.
Yeah.
Like, again, we talked about this Cleveland team. Wide receiver 1, whether you agree or not, is still Amari Cooper.
Yeah, even though he balled out
just
right? Tanner picked a good job by Easter.
That's a huge game. Another good divisional game. Bengals, Titans, not divisional, sorry. But
conference.
Just conference, yeah. So Bengals, Titans coming off of a very bad loss.
Ryan Tannehill's not it. We talked about it in the preseason, man. They got to make a change there. I think it's time. I think they're going to get rolled. The Bengals, Joe Burrow still doesn't look good, but they found a way. And they, like Tanner said, worst passing D. Guess what? Joe Burrow, whatever, he's going to find it eventually. Still got Jamar Chase out there.
But and they finally got him going, which is good to see.
Feed me. I like the Bengals.
I like the Bengals too. But again, I think it's going to be a good football game because of the fact that Tennessee needs to just stick to the point of feeding Derrick Henry the ball, and then when you want to throw the ball, you throw it to D-Hop.
Yeah.
Or Burks, right? So it's just a good slate. I actually didn't even write the Bears game.
Yeah, you have 2 minutes to talk about the Bears.
You have 2 minutes to talk about the Bears.
Well, you guys haven't let me get into my weekly upset pick.
And it's the Bears.
I forgot about that.
I 100% guarantee the Chicago Bears will win on Sunday.
Okay.
Now,
no.
I will say...
Hold on, before you finish.
Yeah.
I want you to say that you'll do something if they lose.
If the Bears...
Yeah, 100%, right?
All right. You talked about burning a Justin Fields jersey.
Oh, don't do that.
No, we won't.
All right.
That's my thing. I won't make you do that.
I won't do that. I actually
didn't
didn't want to
do
do that. I don't want to do that.
Leave a comment below. What is his punishment when the Bears lose?
Comment below a punishment I should have if the Bears lose.
All 4 comments are going to decide.
I think that the Broncos have the worst rushing defense in the NFL, and the one thing the Bears need to get back to doing is running the ball. I like Justin Fields to do that. I actually think I already saw the game. I think Cole Kmet and DJ Moore are each going to catch a touchdown pass. I think the Bears win. And if they don't, then I'm all out. This is their last chance.
The Bears also have the worst defense ever. They have If the Bears defense were a person, they'd rank 60th in the NFL in sacks.
Yes, yeah.
By the way.
One sack.
Wow.
And they don't even have a singular sack. It's like 2 half sacks.
Good for them, getting that half sack.
Yeah. I will say my other hot take on this game is the Bears have given up more than 25 points, like all 16 games in a row that they've lost.
That's so bad.
I think they break that streak. This week.
They're only going to give up 24.
24.
And they're going to lose
24-7. Any other games you guys want to talk about?
No.
I
mean, here's the thing. I'm going to be sitting down and watching the Bears,
Yeah.
and I hope Justin Fields is hoops,
Yeah.
but that jersey's still just, it's just ashes at this point.
That's funny. Another exciting slate. We'll get into more of the NFL on our recap. But quickly, Ryder Cup this weekend. Big golf. It's kind of the end of the season for golf. Ping
Golf.
But yeah, I mean, Tanner, we were talking about it off the pod.
Yeah.
You have a pretty hot take.
I have a pretty hot take.
It's not that hot, but
It's not a hot take.
not patriotic.
It's not patriotic. Don't get it wrong. I want America to win. That was bad. I want America to win. But I look at Europe, and you look at history, right? The United States hasn't won overseas in this event in over 30 years. Okay, it's in Rome, right? So, just with that, I like Europe. But then Europe has 3 of the 4 best players in the field.
So you're saying that you hate America?
I'm not saying I hate
That's what I
America.
mean.
I want America
You're
to
saying
win.
that you stomped on a United States flag and burned it?
I would never do that. Never.
No.
But I do think Europe will win. And I hate saying that, but Europe will win this. I mean, Victor Hovland and John Rahm and Rory on the same team, it's just not fair.
I mean, Rory doesn't know how to win the big one. That's why he's never won the Masters.
He doesn't have to. He has Hovland and Rahm with him.
Yeah, they're overrated. Just kidding. I love
Definitely
John.
not overrated.
John Rahm is epic, but
Here's
Scotty
the thing.
Scheffler is my favorite.
Here's the thing,
golfer.
okay? You look at the top front load of this Europe team, very good, right?
Yeah.
The bottom half, not as good.
The United States has
The
that.
United
gap.
States, 1 through 8, and we don't even have our best roster. Bryson DeChambeau, who just won at Live in Sugar Grove, Illinois, didn't get picked.
Yeah, didn't pick him.
Didn't get picked. Tough luck.
Yeah.
Should have stayed.
Should have played on the PGA.
I mean, now that the PGA and Liv are becoming one, he got his money.
Are they
He's gonna
though?
Come back. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? That's another debate, but
But
you're fine, I guess.
I would
'cause you
never
think
pick
we're gonna
against
win.
America.
I would never pick against.
I picked against America to beat the Soviets in 1980.
Did
the
you?
American Ice. I picked them.
Did you?
I picked them to win both world wars.
Well, yeah. Well, that's fair.
I picked them.
I picked the United States.
I did not pick them in the
Revolution
FIBA
to
game,
beat the
though.
British. Actually.
Okay, all right. We're not talking about.
I did not.
we're
I
doing
actually
history
picked.
classes.
I picked Germany to beat the FIBA. But every other time.
Anyway,
America.
I think this USA team with Max Homa, JT, Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, Max Homa,
They're fun. They're
all
a fun
these dudes,
team.
they're good, and I think this is the year we come back to Rome. We take care of business. And we move on.
Capture Rome. All right. Cut it.
All right, weekly fantasy football draft. James took it home last week by 0.32 points.
It was rigged.
A close matchup.
Super rigged.
That Monday night was big for you.
Freaking Jalen Hurts is pushing in the end zone whenever he wants to. That play needs to be banned.
And learn how to stop it or use it.
Use it.
All right, anyways, James has the first overall pick this week.
Did we even start on the
I have the second
Dun,
overall
dun.
pick. Johnny has third, fourth because of his snake. James, first pick
Hold on.
this week.
I need to see what has been drafted. You know?
Yeah.
Like in terms of you.
Wait,
you pull
can
that
I
up
pick
for me?
CMC if I wanted to?
No.
No, yeah, you can. 'Cause
Yeah, I can.
You can't pick the same person.
Know the
twice.
rules.
What?
Well, you
Again.
can't pick the same
Pay
person.
attention.
That doesn't make any sense.
So you can't pick. You can pick Hurts
Yeah,
after this
you're
week.
just
All
like
right,
the
come on.
Bears.
Show me
franchise.
who's
Be
been drafted.
competent.
So last week you took
Because
CMC,
we're just gonna
goodness.
Hawkinson, and Nakua.
we're just gonna keep drafting the same players.
I won't.
No.
All right. You know who's gonna have a turn-up game? Number 1 pick, Jamar Chase.
All right.
That's fun. That's fun.
Jamar Chase.
That's fun.
So James goes Jamar Chase. I have the second overall pick, and yep, I'm using it on a quarterback, Justin Fields versus that Broncos defense.
Bro, you could have Justin Fields in the last round.
That, I don't
Oh.
care. I don't care.
Oh,
Okay.
don't care.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill.
Didn't
good
you
one.
pick?
You have another one.
I picked Justin Jefferson.
Why didn't I
Tyreek
pick
Hill.
Tyreek Hill?
And then, let's see. I kind of want a running back here. No, I don't. Travis Kelce against the Jets.
You already picked Travis
I
Kelce.
didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. This
My bad,
is
guys.
where it gets crazy because
I have it written down.
Oh,
then
sorry.
go back to it. We need to make sure.
No, okay. I know I had whoever
Yeah,
I had.
Kelce. Yeah,
I'm
Kelce.
gonna go. I'm going to go with a running back then. I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara coming back for the Saints. I like him to get in the end zone against the Bucs.
I thought about him, but based off the Bucs defense, I crossed him off my list.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift did whatever he wanted against the Bucs defense, so I don't really care about the Bucs defense right now.
Dog. Isn't it your turn?
It is my turn. I'm going with the tight end. So the San Francisco 49ers are playing the Arizona Cardinals. No team in the NFL dating back to the beginning of last year has given up more touchdowns to tight ends than the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm going with George
Sam
Kittle.
Laporta. Is that his first name?
Yeah.
Is it?
He scored his first touchdown this week.
He played for the Lions.
Oh, okay. Man, where could I go? I'm gonna go. Tight end.
Sure.
Give me Mark Andrews.
Shoot.
Against the Browns.
Against the Browns.
Wow.
You don't like that?
Best defense in the league,
Yeah.
statistically.
You
You're
got
right.
another one, James.
Okay. Now I feel like it was a terrible take, but it's
No, I'm not
fine.
hating on it. I'm just.
So I can get a running back and a quarterback.
Yes.
Bijan Robinson.
Bro, Tanner picked him last week.
I picked Brian. I picked Brian.
He picked
Robinson.
Brian. I picked Bijan.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Sorry, guys.
I believe Johnny had Bijan last week.
No, I didn't.
Man, we're so not locked into this draft.
Wait a minute.
What?
I think you had Bijan. Someone had Bijan.
I had CMC, homie.
Johnny had Bijan. You're fine.
I knew that.
Johnny had it.
I knew that.
All right, this is my pick again.
No, it's
You're first, and it goes back to Tanner.
we're just not locked in.
I'm not locked in.
Go ahead. Shambles.
You know, I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker. The Seahawks played
It's
the
a
Gi-
fun. It's a
play the
fun-
Giants.
Monday night.
Giants haven't been doing well. Kenneth Walker the third from Seattle.
Speaking of the Giants, I'm gonna go with Darren Waller. They're gonna figure it out, man. They have to, because they suck. So I hope they figure it out. And the quarterback's best friend is a nice tight end.
Yeah,
Darren Waller
it's true.
fell off a cliff after his one good year in Oakland.
It's fair.
And then I gotta go quarterback here for my last pick. Let's see. I want to go with someone kind of off the beaten path. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Desmond Ritter because he's gonna run it in one of the times. So it gives me Desmond Ritter.
In London. Against the
You
Jags.
think Desmond Ritter?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's. Okay, that's fine.
I don't think he's good, but he runs it in.
Okay.
I'm a.
God.
My final pick, so it's receiver.
Oh, they already went
and
quarterback. It's
I'm going to keep targeting the Tennessee Titans defense because they have the worst passing defense in the NFL. They have for 2 years now. And it was not Jamar Chase. It was T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going to get hot this week.
Sure, he's fun. I kind of very much like that pick.
Sure, he's fun. Man, so I got QB. Oh boy, feed me. You ready?
Mr. Biscuit.
You ready for this? Trevor Lawrence, bounce back. Trevor Lawrence in London. Book it or your money back.
No, you just said he's gonna not be a top 10 quarterback in the last episode.
He's now
No.
top 2.
I said he's not top 2.
No, to get him to play better, you said he wasn't top 10.
No. I
Because
said
James cursed him. But
Trevor Lawrence is hooping in Wimbledon or whatever, wherever they play.
Sure.
I don't know where. they're
Wembley.
from. Same difference.
These are pretty even teams. I can't.
I'm actually
With
very
Desmond Ritter?
disappointed in my team.
Because the quarterbacks are Trevor Lawrence, Desmond Ritter, Justin Fields.
Desmond Ritter is better than. Oh,
What a terrible take.
Yeah.
The running backs are Bijan, Kamara, Kenneth Walker. Like, that's pretty even as
Sure.
well. The receivers are Chase Hill, and I guess Higgins isn't on the level, but then it's Andrews, Waller, Kittle. So, like,
Yeah,
this is
fun.
pretty
It's
even.
gonna be a fun
This
week.
will be fun.
But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Keep us growing. I mean, we're gonna be here every Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
We keep pumping out, and we'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.
Peace.